Welcome to J is for Justice podcast. If live breaking news and following true crime is your thing, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like what you see in my videos, please consider giving them a thumbs up.
Roberta.
Good afternoon, Roberters. Happy Thursday. Welcome to J is for Justice. My name is Jay, and I am your host. And welcome to my channel. If you are new here, please consider subscribing. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And even if you hate it, give it a thumbs up or give it a thumbs down. Whatever. Good afternoon, Roberters. I noticed some chatter in the chat before we went live, and I want to go back here to one of our lovely members, Casey. Casey said, "Can I ask a favor in chat? My mom was just admitted to the hospital with pneumonia. Any prayers or positive vibes for her would be super appreciated. Her name is Lonnie." Oh, Casey, all of my good vibes are going to Lonnie right now. Like, good vibes, healing, fast vibes, and vibes for you to keep your strength up. And please keep us posted on how your mom's doing. That's so scary. That's so scary. So everybody give some love to Casey and definitely keep us updated on how your mom's doing. I want to thank all the moderators that are here today.
Tampa.
I'm from Tampa. If you're new here, let me know where you're coming in from. We've got Angie B, Cheryl T, Mike Sandman. We've got, who else? Those are your moderators today, y'all. So be nice or beware. And then we've got Midge and Melissa B and Eastern Girl and Peaky XXX, Audra D and Miss Nightbot, Jackie215. We've got Haley V, Haley and Olive Juice, Melissa B. If I missed any of you, welcome. Thank you for being members and thank you for being Roberters. Midge from Michigan. How could I forget that? Hey, Christina. Hello, Carrie. The little white dog, Carrie. We've got two Carries. We've got one that we laugh at all the time, right? And then we've got white dog Carrie. Portland, Oregon. Hey, headphones. Northeast Coast. One of original 13 colonies. Interesting. Connecticut. Oregon. We've got another Oregon. Tucson, Arizona. And I'm deliberately saying those wrong. But welcome. Rapid City, South Dakota. I want to welcome all of you guys here. I got a lot of people from out west. Probably because of this case, right? Or do you just like J is for Justice? It's okay. It's okay. Cujo is coming in hot as the Canuck. Lori and Cujo. Hello, Detective Juan with the tooth. Toofy, Connecticut. The UK. Carrie from Michigan. I love my Michiganders. Tennessee. Saskatchewan. I was waiting for an international besides London or the UK. We got our Scotland. I need a bagpipe soundbite. On vacation in Antigua. How nice. Sassy. Aruba, Antigua. Hello, Tracy. You're cold in Atlanta? Well, it's hot here. It is probably in the mid 80s at least. Well, not at least. It's probably in the mid 80s. In Diana, Norfolk, UK, it's freezing in Michigan. Brianna Eves just became a
Roberta.
Thank you, Brianna. Thank you for being here. We've got a lot to unpack today, you guys, on the Idaho 4. Monica McCorkle. We've got a lot to unpack here in this Idaho 4 case. The first thing we're going to talk about is how the FBI allegedly lost track of Brian Kohberger. Hey, Soph E. 2 degrees to 80 degrees. That's insane. You must be in like a state of shock. I know I would be. So the first thing, like I said, we're going to talk about the FBI, I guess, lost track of him for like 13 hours. We're going to read about this. And then we're going to talk about what does this mean? Like, what could it mean for Brian? And what could he have possibly done in that time frame? Let's check it out. Yeah, I didn't hear about this either. Oh, Cheryl T, my auntie Cheryl. I can't with this dude, like the bushy eyebrows. Like if this comes down to trial and it's down to, oh yeah, the eyebrows don't match, because there's a lot of bushy eyebrow people and kids that I've seen pictures of in this area. So this says an FBI surveillance team tracked a suspected quadruple murderer, Brian Kohberger, as he drove across the country and lost him for several alarming hours. Now, we know that the FBI denied that they followed him and had him pulled over on purpose or whatever. But I think that we're all a little smarter than that. I'm not going to say they're lying, but I'm just saying, I think we all know that, you know, they plan this shiz. JB, why even follow him if they have DNA? To make sure he doesn't like take anybody else out. Maybe. I don't know, but you guys, my store was out of Coke Zero and I'm forced to drink Diet Coke and I'm bummed. He could have went and killed more people in that time. That's for damn sure. Okay, so to go on, authorities had planned to keep a close eye on the criminology student 28 as he drove back to Pennsylvania. The pair had just pulled out of the parking lot of his graduate housing before he vanished from the sight of police, being pulled over twice as he made his way back to the family home. A Hancock County Sheriff's Department confirmed that Kohberger was pulled over by a deputy at around 10:41 on December 15th. Kohberger was pulled over twice within 9 minutes while driving along I-70 in December, looking more concerned on the second occasion. We all remember that look. Sources have since told Airmail's Howard Blum, who is penning a true crime book on the horrific slayings, which is super creepy to me. Have you guys read that? I read the first part. I haven't read the second part.
Did I ask them to do that?
He said that law enforcement let on to the potentially disastrous slip-up with a bristle of embarrassment. Blum added it would be a disaster, not just professionally, but also for their own peace of mind. It also meant that the white Hyundai Elantra that officers painstakingly tracked and linked him to the murders in the first place had also vanished. Kohberger also reportedly took an indirect route home with Michael, telling a friend it was one that made little sense. The FBI surveillance quickly went from panic to despair, according to Blum, who added that they only picked him up again after an automatic license plate reader picked up his car in Colorado. Kohberger and his vehicle were identified 900 miles from where the cops lost them. Are you kidding me? But isn't this Blum writing like a partially fiction? I can't remember. So yeah, 15 hours from when they set off. They're saying that they didn't know where he went from here to Indiana. Here. What do you guys think of this? They feared Kohberger could flee or be arrested too soon if local cops recognized the car from appeals. However, on both occasions, the suspected killer was let go, which allowed the agents to follow the car back to the Pocono Mountains. A SWAT team later swooped onto the property, arresting Kohberger and raiding the home for evidence. Those tracking him were also tasked with tracking Kohberger so they could arrest him as soon as a warrant was issued, as well as trying to get a hold of an object to compare DNA to a sample found at the scene. Law enforcement saw the suspect multiple times outside his parents' $250,000 PA home wearing surgical gloves. He was also seen cleaning the inside and the outside of the car, with a source adding that he didn't miss an inch. And he was reportedly spotted taking the trash out to his neighbor's bins at around 4 a.m. The contents were recovered by the officers. So that's really all it says. So they didn't have a bolo out. So I'm confused. All right. So does this mean that the cops in Indiana weren't really looking for an Elantra? I thought they had a bolo. And these cops statewide knew that they were tracking this dude. And that they were on the lookout for Elantras and, they were spotting him. I had no idea that, hey, Shell. Hey, Shell. I had no idea that they didn't know where he was in between pulling out of WSU and Indiana.
What the fuck is this? And everybody's like, what the fuck is this?
I mean, do we believe this? This is what I want to know. Put a 1 in chat if you believe they really didn't know his whereabouts, or put a 2 in chat if you think this is damage control due to leaks. Leaks that they were actually tracking him, because remember, they denied that even. They were like, no, those were just random stops. But now we found out they lost the car possibly. So were they random stops? Because the one cop goes, is this your car? Brian's like, mm-hmm. And then he's like, oh, okay. So what did he do? Get back on the horn and go, hey, Mr. FBI agent that you lost his car. I'm like, yeah, that's him. Yeah, we got him.
Fucking fuzzy slippers and lip gloss.
Who knows?
I think it's insanity. You guys most of you believe they actually lost him? Or you think it's damage control? Now I can't remember what my fucking choices were. 2 was damage control, correct? Ugh.
Oh my God.
Shell's been a Roberta for 36 months.
Ooh-wee, that will scare somebody.
Thank you so much, Shell. Shell. So I was thinking about our shorts channel, and I was thinking, how cool would it be to use the in a nutshell one, because shell in a nutshell. What's up, Mary P? Hold on, I got Mary P's soundbite coming in hot.
Mary, why you bugging?
Number 2 is damage control. Number 1 is that it's not true. I know people screw up, but when you are the top law enforcement agency in the country, there's very little room for error when it comes to that. We're not talking about county cops. We're not talking about city cops. Melissa B., that's why you voted for In a Nutshell? In a nutshell.
Murder.
Is that right, Aries Fire? I'm going to have to check on that. Thanks for letting us know that. She said the dash body cam footage timestamps between those two. Oh, you know what? It's two different, or no, it shouldn't be. They were both in Indiana. How could they be that far apart? Exactly, Candy. So were they even watching him? Did they even know who the fuck he was? Mary, Mary, we gotta have a call in. I think we should have a call in soon, Mary, so we can bounce things off of each other. That's us when we get on panel together. We never shut up. So yeah, that is pretty crazy if you ask me.
In the name of Jesus, Father God, Lord.
So most of you think it is true, and they actually lost him for 15 hours. Because remember, the one cop even says, his dad says, we've been driving for hours. And the cop goes, days. I know they do, Scarlett, but it's very, very unfortunate. And I hate when we actually see it, you know. Hey, Mikey in Hollywood, Florida. All right, our next part of today's live is going to be about BTK, the bind, torture, kill, murder, serial killer, who in the very beginning, all these media outlets were reporting, oh my God, like, hey, Silence, you got your name? Oh my God, like,
one-way ticket.
BTK, he was in contact with him. Thank you for subscribing. Incredible dot. Who's that girl interrupted? For 15 hours? They have, what do you mean that you need to sleep? Who's that? Thank you, Adelino. Thank you so much.
I didn't want to see you again for the rest of my whole life. And I didn't want to see anybody else either.
Don't be such a quab. So they hyped it up like, oh my God, he learned from BTK, like maybe, Mary, I know we even talked about him being like, you know, like a apprentice of BTK and all this stuff. But listen, you guys, I think it was all baloney. And I'm going to fill you in on something. I have a source, and I can't name my source, but my source works for a major media outlet, like one of the major networks. And I was told that false info, BK was not up in anybody's DMs, and also false info that he followed them. So I'm thinking it's more like, and the reason they know this is because someone from Meta knows someone at this network, and someone from Meta got in their DMs. Media works in crazy ways, doesn't it? So Tom N, thank you for your super chat. And Tom N has a comment. I think he dropped both phones in airplane mode, started north, then turned around to head south after turning on airplane mode. FBI thought maybe he switched drivers. They have him pulled over to verify he's still in the car. Dude, that is insane, but that is very, very possible. Insane. Right. So they did get him on the scanner. You're right, Candy Smith. Thanks for that reminder. They did get him on the scanner as well. in Colorado, and that's how they knew he was in Colorado, right? So, you guys, I have a little surprise for you today. We are switching gears. I know I disappeared for a second, but we are switching gears because I have a guest that has just joined. And who is that? It sounds like somebody who's maybe Australian. Oh, oh, it's British. It's gotta be the potato. It's got to be the potato. Hold on, let me get you up on the screen with me here. There we are. There's Jay and the potato. Welcome. You came in right at the right time as we're switching gears. Welcome to the panel. Thanks for coming up because I can't wait to go through these Papa Rodgers posts because I haven't even seen them all. So I have like a little video of them. And so we'll go through those and pause it and be able to read them. Angie B. Holy. Coming in hot. Thank you so much, Angie B. $50 super chat. Oh my goodness. So kind. And Silence just gifted 5 memberships. Who do we got? Who's the new Roberters? Crusoe, Just Me, Fragaria Vesca, ICU, and Angela Rivet. Thank you so much, Silence. That is so kind and generous.
La means let me finish.
Holy shit, you guys are amazing. So Tom, I think you're onto something there. That's interesting. So we were just getting into the BTK part. So I have a video that I want to play, and let's get that up. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear it right now. You'll have to see. You might be able to. Hold on. If I do it this way, you probably would. Oh, are you? Okay. Oh, okay. Well, hopefully you can. Let's see.
Murder.
Okay, that looks weird. Why is it not? Oh, I got to make the video big. Okay, so we're just going to watch this clip. Can you see it big? Can you hear it?
Murder.
Okay, it's only a minute long. I'll tell you. I'll just fill you in. It's not that big of a deal. Okay, guys.
Murder.
We're gonna watch this video, and this kind of tells you what was going on. No, we haven't gotten to Papa Rodgers yet. This is gonna tell you what was going on when they first found out that BK was a student of Catherine Ramsland. And then I think the media blew it the fuck up. So let's see what was going down then. This is Inside Edition.
The suspect in the slayings of the 4 college roommates in contact with the infamous BTK serial killer. A surprising possible link between them is coming to light today.
What could be an intriguing connection here?
Brian Kohberger has a master's in criminology from DeSales University in Pennsylvania and studied under a well-known forensic psychologist and serial killer expert, Dr. Catherine Ramsland. Dr. Ramsland collaborated on a book with the notorious bind, torture, kill murderer. It's called Confession of a Serial Killer. BTK terrorized Wichita, Kansas over 3 decades with a string of 10 random slayings. He sent taunting letters to cops describing his murder spree. The killings went unsolved until 2005 when a local dog catcher named Dennis Rader was finally arrested. This is Dr. Ramsland in a documentary last year talking about her collaboration with the killer.
I've been corresponding with Dennis Rader for over 10 years to try to understand what led him to become one of the most notorious serial killers in America.
Yikes. So that is some creepy shit there, if you ask me. But I don't think that, you know, and we were all like freaking out, like, oh my God. Like he could be, you know, learning things directly from BTK, like his teacher. There was even some media reports that said, oh my God, like his teacher could have put him in contact with BTK and, you know, that's how he's learning and all this stuff, right? Well, guess what? All of that is false. It's false. Okay. So I'm going to show you what came out today. And we're going to go through it. Because now the BTK has spoken. Okay. This is just insanity. Okay. Because someone came in earlier and they were like, why? Hang on. Let me make this screen smaller. Why in the hell is he even getting involved in this? Is this BTK getting involved? And at first they were like, oh, they're consulting with him. I don't even know if that was true. I don't know if that was ever verified. Potato, are you still with me? Okay. I don't even know if that was ever verified, but at any rate, it says here that the BTK serial killer says that Brian Kohberger shares some of his traits, but that one of his own attacks, a quadruple homicide, is eerily similar to the Idaho student slayings. Dennis Rader, who gave himself the moniker Bind, Torture, Kill, and you know, that's another effed up thing. Like, he gave himself this name and we just like go with it. You know what I mean? Like like now we go by, call him BTK. Like, should we be doing that? You know, I kind of rethink shit now. It's weird because like, I don't know. I was just thinking about like memorabilia again and just, I don't know if like I saw a cool like tin sign and it said, and this is from a slasher movie and it still felt weird. It said Elm Street and it had like the Freddy Krueger, like, slash, you know, through it. I'm trying to get us back up on the screen and I am having a hard time. But anyways, it had like the slasher claws through it. And I was like, ooh, that's kind of creepy. Like, I don't know if I want to do that. Okay, I got to do something different here. Hold on. Bear with me, folks, for 2 seconds. But now I'm sure BTK too loves that his ass is being talked about again. Oops, I'm here. I'm sure that he loves that he's being talked about again. Exactly. So he's going to be all over this shit because it puts him right back in the news, you know, because like I'm sure no one's written to him in forever. I mean, who's going to write to him? I mean, maybe, but he's probably had a lot of attention from this Catherine. She talked to him for 10 years. It kind of creeps me out a little bit. I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm not judging her. Like, I get it. But it's a little weird. Like, I'm rethinking positions on all of these things because, like, he monikers himself BTK, and then the media gives him what he wants, and now he's forever BTK, and he's like an icon. I mean, let's face it, he's an icon, and I don't know how I feel about that now witnessing a mass murder. Oh, they say they can't hear you. Talk again? Oh, shit. This happened with Haley last time. Hold on. How about now?
Hello.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. I had to change the setting. But I'm thinking like it's just kind of gross. Now that we see, because like, we can talk about Ted Bundy and his victims and all that all we want, but like that's before our time. So it doesn't really seem real. But like I said, can you imagine having Brian Kohberger on a t-shirt or Brian Kohberger on a mug that says like, some kind of tacky saying about the victims? I don't know how to feel about that.
Or Brian Kohberger being studied by someone for 10 whole years. He's the kind of person that wanted to feel like special, like he knew everything, and to have someone studying them, like it just makes them it gives them what they're craving. They feel like they're special.
Yeah, like, oh, I must be the smartest one in the room because here's this scholarly professor who needs me to learn
Exactly.
what this is all about, and to do her job and to be the best at her job. She needs me.
Yeah, it's like basing her whole career around him.
It's messed.
Like
It's
she's an
really
expert
messed up
on him.
Yeah, it's messed up. And I gotta wonder if she did she enjoy that? I mean, 10 years. She doesn't seem creeped out.
Mm-mm. And then studying him and like learning how he works and stuff, and then ending up having a student who potentially has done something similar.
Yeah, like I think she should have made a public statement by now.
Yeah.
But I think that people really stretched that he was, so close with her. And I've got a couple more clips, and I know you're not going to be able to freaking hear them, but I'm just going to play the audio. I'm not going to play the video. So listen to this, okay? Everybody but Potato.
I'm going to listen on my TV. I'll just be a bit delayed.
Or no, did I already play it? Wait. Oh, I don't have them, but I had a couple news clips. I meant to put them together. I guess I didn't have time to do it. Shit. But it was Ashley Banfield, and she was like confirming that, he had been in contact with BTK via his professor. And I just think, maybe since she was in the media like that, it would have been nice to like hear from her that it was an online, it was online courses that he took from her. It wasn't like they were sitting, nose to nose, like working on projects, and it was online. So how much of a feel could she really get for him? I don't know.
Yeah. No, it's completely different.
And she probably thought, he was probably good with his papers because obviously it was something he obsessed on. And I feel like she was probably like, yeah, he was a great student. Like he was good at, what we were doing, like what we were working on, and he was smart. So I don't think it's, I just think it's been really blown out of proportion. So the rest of this article just says basically he gave himself that name, and then it says here, this is where it gets weird, where I think this dude is just freaking loving that this is going to be in all the media. BTK says, quote, much like I did, referencing Kohberger's, quote, dark mind. So he meant much like he did, stalking them, encasing their home, and then lying in wait. He says, much like I did. And then he said of Kohberger's dark mind that he can relate to that. He also, Dennis Rader also pointed out chilling parallels between the murders in 1974 of the Otero family. I can't. And the 4 slain University of Idaho students whom Kohberger has been charged with fatally stabbing. He says, murder 4, much like the Oteros. Up close and personal stabbed, BTK wrote, although he asphyxiated 4 Otero family members after tying them up in their Wichita house. He went on to mention that Kohberger left DNA at the crime scene just like he did at the Otero house, leaving his semen on one victim's body. So this dude just wants to talk about it again.
Yeah.
Blit. And who's getting this info out there.
Well, who spoke to him?
I certainly hope it's not Miss Ramslin. Because what a debacle that is to, deliberately involve him. It took years. Imagine dealing with Kohberger for 30 years. Like the country had to deal with this madman.
Oh my God, I know.
It took years to link BTK to the crimes after advancements in DNA. However, Kohberger was soon connected after his DNA was found on a knife sheath. Lastly, BTA tells us that Kohberger, quote, may have killed by a fantasy homicide, which I did, exclamation point.
Oh, geez.
Of course, BTK was referring to his police confession that he murdered 10 people because of his sexual fantasies. Idaho detectives have not disclosed Kohberger's motive. So, yeah, it says, as reported, Kohberger, before the Idaho massacre, was rumored to have contacted BTK, who said in an email earlier that it's just not true. But BTK, in all his glory, thinks Kohberger studied him and his crimes. I can't. So you're right that Kathleen just swelled his head up, and I think this swelled him up more.
Mm-hmm.
Lack of better terms.
If you say
he's definitely getting a kick out of it. Just the way that he's talking about it.
It's gross.
Like that he can relate to his dark mind. Just stop. Like, why are they even speaking to him? Like, it's literally just giving him what he wants. And that's just
right.
Awful in this situation.
I think it's gross too. So check this out. When you go and you Google, I just want to show you BTK, because these younger kids, they don't know, or younger adults, they don't really know who he is. There's some who's BTK, right? He's a thing of the past, like, and he wasn't really a notorious like Ted Bundy. I mean, he looks like a creepy old man, balding man. He's nothing remarkable, There's nothing remarkable. Like Dahmer, I think there's nothing remarkable about his nasty ass, but he was a cannibal. So I think that was what's made him stand out, but in Ted Bundy with his good looks and being, going to school to be a lawyer, this dude, he's really not as memorable. And I wonder if that's why that Catherine maybe chose him.
I didn't know who he was either.
You didn't know who he was either. Right. So if you Google BTK killer and Bryant, look at this. Watch the articles that come up. This dude's getting exactly what he wants. Check it. All over. It's like 19 whatever when he got caught. 1999 or whatever. Everybody's going to know who he is, BTK killer and Brian Kohberger. Oh, and the daughter coming out. Now, Potato, correct me if I'm wrong. Did the daughter write a book?
A book? I haven't heard that.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if she wrote a book about or did she do a documentary about finding out he was her dad? Or don't you know? Because I didn't know if you knew off the top of your head. Okay.
No, I don't know.
This is what I'm wondering. Carrie Rawson, that's her name. Okay. So Carrie, 2019, is that when she found out? Let me see. A memoir. Who released a memoir? BTK? No. See, Carrie Rawson, the daughter of the notorious BTK killer, said that she has been in an extended period of trying to recover after releasing her best-selling memoir about her struggle and personal journey after learning her father is a murderer. So I'm gonna go on a limb here and say, best-selling memoir. I've never heard of it. No offense to this chick, but I think that this insertion could have been to spark interest in said book.
Yeah.
I had a feeling she had a book or a documentary or something. So I think that's probably why she came out and said, oh my God, like, I mean, there was similarities. We talked about it. We covered it. And I think that might be why she came out. And then that kind of furthered everybody's speculation. Like, oh my God, like his daughter's talking about it. He must have written to him, or, you know, there must be more of a connection. You know what I'm saying? So I think we have to be really careful about how things are played up in the media. And I have to tell you that also, I was telling everybody earlier, I don't know if you heard that, but I said a source of mine from a major network said that those things were false about the DMs and all that. But also People magazine basically don't believe anything they put out, because it's the shit they were putting out about all that fake. And everybody noticed, like, they just said a source. They didn't name their source. And this person told me, and they've worked for major news media for years, decades. And they said, when no one else is reporting the story, it's because it's not true. So like usually, you know, like someone will report it, but then all the other people eventually report it. That's because it's true. But when you see one reporting something and no one else is following suit, it's because they fact checked and it's not true. So I just wanted to let you guys know that. And I was appreciative of that information. And I didn't know
a
that.
lot of times when they use that, our source said, like, it's just a cover for them.
Right,
it's
a
something
source
that they've created, but they've got a source, and people think, oh, they've got a source, that must be true, but it's really not. Yeah,
because your source can be, my source can be a thought in my head. That was my source, but I don't have to reveal it.
I mean, they could have seen stuff written online or anything, and we all know that a lot of that stuff is not true.
Yeah, so I was like, wow. So be careful of People magazine. And I'm not saying that for any vendetta. It's just information passed along. And there was a certain reporter that's been, I can't remember his name now, but just, I think he's had a track record of doing some fake shit and putting out, you know, fake sources and things like that. So just not real good news on that one. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of go over that BTK thing. I'm kind of happy to put it to bed. I mean, let him have his 5 minutes, whatever. But now we don't have to fucking talk about him anymore. And for that, I'm grateful.
Yeah, forget about him.
Forget about it. So as Don Wells would say.
Because you're a liar.
That's what People magazine is right now.
Because you're a liar.
Because you a liar.
Oh, it's the liar.
Yeah, that is like the best soundbite yet, you guys. This is an updated 2023 Donald Wells soundbite.
Because you're a liar.
Because you're a liar. That's probably the best one yet. You know what? Okay, let me go back and check some super chats before we dive into Papa Rodgers. Papa Rodgers. Oh my God, JB. JB, I can't show your comment. I can't show it.
What did it say?
I think you can. Oh my God, I can't. Okay, I can't hide it and then read it. He said that he hopes BTK gets out and strangles someone, but I'm not going to say who. No, but I'm not going to say who. It's no one in here. No one in here. Someone we were talking about a minute ago. I'm like, what? Wait, you should see. My dog wants, look at it. Summer wants to say hi. Oh, people at home. Here. People at home. I know, Potato, you can't see her. But she just came up and she's just all close and personal, like on my desk. So I just had to let everybody say hello. Can you say hello?
Bless her.
Oh my goodness, she's got her hands on my notebook. How old was BTK when he snapped? I believe he was in his 40s, wasn't he? Yes, this is Donald Wells, guys.
Because you're a liar.
No, I've never heard anything from Bundy's daughter. I don't think Bundy's daughter wants anyone to mess with her. What, baby? Oh, she's being an attention hound. Death is good for business, says Peter Puffer. Peter Piper puffed puffers.
Because you're a liar.
He was only 28. Dude, he looked like he was old as dirt. She's gentle and cute. She is gentle and cute. Yeah, I think his first murder was in 1974. I think it was that family that he killed.
Mm-hmm.
I've got two poochies up here, but Summer just came right up to my desk and put her paws on my desk. It's so cute.
Bless her.
Oh my God.
Because you're a liar.
Oh my God, I just can't get over it. That is so funny, Donald. Donald. But you know what? On a more somber note, Summer Wells turned 7 on Saturday.
Oh gosh, that's unbelievable.
7. Can you believe it?
So sad.
BTK. Angie B, I hope that your husband is on the mend very, very soon. Jane Doe likes the Don Wells clip too. Thanks to Potato for catching that one.
I had to. It cracked me up.
It is. It's probably one of the best, I think.
You're a liar.
Just for him to say that.
It's just the way he said it. I was like, what?
Brian Kohberger's 28. So do we think that Brian Kohberger, I mean, if you think that he studied him, or not you in particular, but in general, if you think he studied him, did he wait until his 28th year to like strike? What?
I do think he studied him.
So you
There's
do?
a lot of similarities. Yeah. I mean, BTK wanted to be in the police as well, didn't he? And he'd applied, I think. And
Yeah.
Brian did the same thing.
You know what BTK was doing when he was arrested? He was a flippin' dog catcher. I can't.
Jeez.
I can't. Yeah, so he was doing this for 30 years, though. Oh, this dog is something else. She is something else right now, you guys. She's laying it on thick for you guys. I wish you could see her. Her paws are literally on my notebook. Like she's like right next to me. So like she's right here. Bonjour, Nancy. Welcome to Roberta. Thank you for joining. Yes, Saturday is Summer Wells' 7th birthday. It seems like just yesterday we were doing the drawing with that guy that we used to know named Scott. Yeah. Skulls that used to do drawings on YouTube. I invested in all this chalk and erasers. And like now it's like
drawing pads.
Yeah, all my drawing stuff was for nothing. And I'm a little upset. So if anybody talks to Mr. Skulls, let him know we need some drawing. All right, so let's get into our next thing, and it's going to be these but these posts. It's crazy. So let me get Ramsland out of here, or whatever, Ramsling, whatever the hell her name is. Yingling. Catherine Yingling. All right. Oh, Summer.
Murder.
Oh my goodness. You guys, she's killing me over here. BK turned 28 the week after the murders. Oh, interesting, Mary. Mary always has such like interesting concepts. Oh my God, Summer. You're going to have to replay this. This is too funny. She's literally got her paw on my arm. It's so cute. She's never done this before when I'm like, what? She's like, she's forcing me to pet her and I need my hand for the mouse.
She's like, give me some attention.
I know, but I need my mouse, right? Like, if I wasn't live right now, she would not be doing this. We got a bolo on Skulls. All right, Summer, you just sit there and look cute. Okay, so let's see if we can't make this, zoom this in. Ooh, that's not what I wanted to do. How do I make this full screen? Oh my God, Summer. Oh yeah, Heather told me it's the flower. Oh, that's as big as it gets. Son of a gun, man. Kidding me? Can you see that potato or is it gone? Potato? I sound like you.
Potato.
I did say potato, didn't I?
I'm clipping that one.
Shit. Can you see that potato?
You're again.
Oh, we need Summer and Bella emojis. Oh my God, potato. That was funny. Oh shit. Okay, so let's start looking at Papa Roger. Not Papa Roach, but Papa Roger. Alrighty. So the first one we have here, let's see. Here's the oh my gosh,
the picture.
Yeah, sorry. Her paws are. She's putting all her weight on my arm right now. She's really being a stinkerhead today. Why are you being such a stinkerhead, Summer? She's Hey, Sunflower. Welcome to Roberta.
Kiss my grits.
Okay, so yeah, the creepy profile picture that looks like Brian. Does it
looks
not?
so much like him. His sunken cheeks, his big nose,
his big schnoz.
I mean, it's just weird because it looks so much like him, and obviously he wouldn't know who it was if it wasn't him.
No, it's too eerily similar in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
It's masty. He's masty. I wish I could make that damn thing bigger, but it doesn't get bigger. But oh well, whatever. Oh, it makes me that big, but it won't make him that big. Makes sense. All right, so this is much thanks to Taylor Hopkins, I think her name is. Somebody, she screen recorded all of these, which is amazing. So there's the creepy profile picture. And I don't know, did anyone ever determine like what this outfit is?
Not that I've seen.
Maybe some of the men in chat will know if that is like what kind of military, is that a military garb? Like what is this shiz, right?
And from where? Maybe should have done a reverse image search.
Yeah, I never paid much attention to this. A, because I can't get into my Facebook half the time. And B, I just, I focused on other things for a while there. And now I'm like, okay, now that we know more about this dude, and this really does look like him, let's take a gander. And we've got 9 minutes of freaking messages. So let's.
Thank God she recorded this because they've all gone now.
Oh, they are all gone. So
Yeah.
I just went on YouTube and I was like, Papa Roger, and it came up and I was like, oh, thank dear God. Donate what stuff, Renee? Renee Matthews, if you need to donate that stuff, I could use it. Russian military uniform like in Moscow, Russia.
Oh.
I mean, it looks like him down to every...
Oh, it does, like even the eyebrows.
Yes. The sunken eyes, the sunken cheeks.
Yeah.
Like a war hero. Is that like a decorated, like, veteran? Something that I think we're going to find out. I mean, I might not be right, but I'm questioning if we're going to find out that maybe he did join the military and enlisted and did not cut it, like couldn't cut it for some reason. That either it was mental problems, antisocial behavior, or, just he decided he couldn't cut it. But I do think that he definitely entertained the military, if not went through boot camp. Oh,
that would be interesting.
Look who's here. Scott Skulls.
Say his name and he appears.
Jeez, oh, Pete, he says, you rang?
Where have you been?
He said, yeah, where have you been? Darzilla says, I wonder if it's an ROTC uniform. He was in ROTC in high school. Michaela says, guys, maybe his visual snow excluded him from being able to join in the military. If your vision isn't good enough, that disqualifies you. Good point.
Mm-hmm.
The ROTC thing is really interesting to me because if you go back to the press conference, I don't remember which one it was, but all of the cops were there. FBI was there. It was when, I think it was the first time that Chief Fry went in front of reporters and he got asked all these questions and his voice was shaking. He was stumbling. And then the reporters were like calling him on, certain things like, wait a minute, you said this and now you're saying that. Like what? It's safe, but you're saying you don't know who the suspect is. Like, what are you talking about? That one, this woman stood up and everyone called her a fake reporter in the media. Yeah. But what she stood up and asked, and I want to know who this lady is, because she stood up and asked, is that knife from ROTC? And that came out of nowhere. Nowhere. Why would she think that knife came from ROTC? Unless she saw that, picture of him. But why would she ask that? You're given one question and you ask if that knife came from ROTC.
Is that when people were like speculating about it online and stuff? Could you have seen it talked about online and thought that wasn't interesting?
Well, what was the date of the first press conference?
I don't know.
I think it was a good 2 weeks before they got in front of reporters. The heat got heavy. And this Papa Roger this profile picture was put in there on November the 29th. That's when he posted this. Scott Skulls, we were just saying that we need some drawing. We need to do some drawing. That we invested in drawing material and we don't have a drawing instructor.
Drawing instructor? Our chalk's getting lonely.
Brooke says, yeah, that's how I found the info. Wow. Yeah, I mean, Potato invested. We both invested.
Yeah, I've got a whole special drawing pad I've used one page of.
I've used 2.
I drew a potato.
She drew a potato.
No offense, but shut your pie hole, lady.
Oh, TNT's in the house. TNT. You guys check out TNT. Are you going live tonight? TNT. Let everybody know in chat if you're going to be live. She's covering some pretty interesting shit over there on the other side of things with the Moscow PD with White Ave and all this other stuff. So check out TNT. You need a soundbite that AC/DC. Cause I'm TNT. I'm dynamite. But anyways, okay, let's keep going with Papa Roger, the creepazoid that he is. Okay, so these are from he was in a group called University of Idaho Murders Case Discussion. On December 1st, he says, I believe the killer, and then he puts killers, came from the high side of the house. They were covered in blood after the attack. Are you unwrapping a piece of gum?
Oh, sorry.
Is that what you're doing?
Packet.
Oh my God, is ASMR or whatever.
Sorry, I fidget. I'll put it down.
Yeah, she does. She does, Brooke. No, you're fine. I think the D Turkey spoke with the so-called Papa Rogers recent podcast. I don't know, JB. Okay, so The next one, he says, of the evidence released, the murder weapon has been consistent as a large fixed blade knife. This leads me to believe they found the sheath. This evidence was released prior to autopsies. This leads me to believe they found the sheath, and he said that on November 30th.
Before we knew they had a sheath.
Yeah, this is really blurry for everybody, too. Hang on, let me shrink this shit down. I'd rather it be little than blurry. That's what she said. Thank you, Shell, for your super sticker. Look at that. Look at Shell's profile picture. It's so cute. Okay. We love our grands over here. All right. That's creepy. So I don't know when they announced they had the sheath. That must have been, we didn't find that out till the discovery. Shit. Or the affidavit. So he posted this on the 30th. That's creepy.
It is. That's what makes it very strange.
He says, this is the high side of the house. And he shows a picture of the investigators out there. They found evidence here. It is likely blood dripping from the killer. Either they fled through this area or they were parked here. This being the most strategic entrance point to the house. It shows planning. He loved this. He loved walking through what he did. And another interesting thing is Einan Harsh, in one of his interviews, he stated that he saw a car. He couldn't remember what the car looked like, but he remembered seeing an out-of-state plate parked up there, and he felt like they didn't live there.
Yeah, and he said he'd seen it there a few times as well, so it wasn't like it was just once.
Right.
And it makes sense if Brian was up there and he was touching their Wi-Fi and stuff.
Yes. Weird. Did the killer drive or walk to and from the scene? Thoughts? What do we think? We have a report on the police blotter that says there was a bike left on Walenta, and someone actually called the cops and reported that a bike was left on Walenta near a park bench. Who reports that to the police? In a college town, people leave bikes everywhere.
There seem to be a lot of reports of bikes on that thing.
A lot of stolen bikes.
Yeah, and found bikes and stuff.
This is another interesting one here. In this one, he shows a layout of the house, and he shows the blood coming out of the foundation. I'm going to actually pull this up a different way for everybody so it's bigger and clearer. Give me 2 seconds, you guys. I'm going to make this so you can see it nice and clear, because he posts this again and he puts the bodies there. Okay, so here we go. That's much, much better for the people on the tubes. Okay, so here we have this diagram that he posted. And if you look, he puts Xana in the bed and he shows the blood next to, you know, where her bed was. So he shows that she was lying on the bed, and he shows where. And then he shows the window. He circles the window of Xana's room. And this was on December 2nd. He says, based on the evidence, December 5th. Based on the evidence, this is where I think Xana was found. Papa Roger then shared a link of Google Trends. And I believe that this was him showing how many times, and this is creepy as hell too, This is showing how many times 1122 King Road was Googled prior to 1112. But you can't see the results. I don't know why it's like that. So he's basically showing the trends, and I want to see that. I need to wonder if I can pull that link up. I'd like to see how many times he searched it. That's the answer right there, is in that link. See, these are these stupid little clues this motherfucker leaves behind, and I'm doing exactly what he wants, but I can't help it. Trends. You're muted if you didn't know. Explore. Let's see. We're going to type this in and see what it comes up as. So give me 2 seconds. Potato, are you there? What's going on here? A little to the left behind Kaylee's car looks like four-wheeler tracks. Did I lose Potato? Oh, no, she's muted. Okay. Okay, so let's see. 2022. This is a bunch of gibberish, but so he actually mapped it from 8/1 of 2022.
Sorry, I zoomed in and they wouldn't let me zoom back out, and I couldn't hit the mic.
Oh shit! Because I forgot you're on your phone.
It kept on closing the window. I was like, no, don't do that.
Oh shoot! I'm just typing in this address to see what the stats are. I'm scared. Equals 1122. I mean, I got to put all this up. Percentage 20 King Road. Okay, here goes nothing. Safari can't find it.
Oh no.
Oh, I know what I did wrong. Shit. Okay, hang on. Give me 2 seconds. You can't see chat either, can you?
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, I was going to go on my computer, but I don't have the power cable, and I think I threw it out because I'm a mess.
What, you definitely threw it out?
I think I did. I can't find it anywhere.
Oh, Potato, what are we going to do with you?
I know. Just
Potato's laptop is on the fritz. Every time she plugs,
my laptop broke.
Every time she plugs the charger into it, she breaks the charger.
It fries it. And now it just doesn't work at all. And it's got a screw loose as well. So I don't know if it's been dropped or something, but
too many screws loose.
Mm-hmm.
That really sucks.
It does, especially with a power cable. I was like, oh, it's fine. I've got a computer.
A computer?
And I threw it out. I must have thrown it out because it's nowhere.
So now you're working from your phone.
Yeah, no, I'm just on my phone.
She's going to be going nuts. Okay, here we go. Let's try this. Here goes nothing. It worked.
Yay.
But it said there was a problem displaying the page. Google Trends. Let me see if I can do my own search. Let's see. 1122 King. Now I'm super curious. Okay, here, I'm going to share my screen with you guys. This is a little bit crazy.
Oh, Shell said that uniform in that Papa Rodgers profile pic is Russian World War I uniform.
Yikes. Russian World War I? Okay, then. That's lovely because it's Moscow, Idaho, too.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me put a custom time range. This is what he did. He went from 08, 01, 2022 to 11, 12, 2022. Oh, Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. Look at this. 37 times on August 2nd. 66 times on the 13th of August. 50 times on the 17th of August. 37 times on the 25th. 89 times on August 28th. Dude, this is another thing to compare like everything to. Holy cow. We have a new timeline, Potato. September 1st, 29 times. That's one of the days of the body cam. I know that for a fact.
Mm-hmm. And August as well.
13th.
Well, August 21 is when he was up in that area and he got stopped.
Okay, so he didn't search it that day. There was 0. There was
this one's just before 18th.
He did the 17th and the 25th. And then 89 times on August 28th, 29 times on the 1st, 27 times on September 5th, which was Labor Day weekend. Another body cam. This is 100 times on September 10th.
Wow.
And then we don't search it for a whole month. And then we go over here to October 2nd, 85 times. What kind of games is this dude playing? 61 times on October 12th, on 10/12. Wow. On October the 13th, 27 times on 10/13. On 10/14, 32 times. Then on the 19th, 29 times. And then not again until the 27th, 25 times. And then November 1st, 62 times. November 2nd, 49 times. And then November 6th, 50 times. And that looks to be it. That's it. There's no more. There's no more. Why would you need to keep searching unless this was part of a game?
So weird. I mean, you could think maybe people were searching their address because of parties and stuff, but then that doesn't explain why there's periods where there's nothing.
There's nothing for a whole month.
And it all starts not long after he moved there, right?
He started those search terms. So I'm going to actually go, let's go the 12 months. Okay. February 55 times between February 27th and March 5th. So that's a whole week.
Mm-hmm.
So a whole week's time, 1 week in February. But remember, he met with Chief Jenkins in March. Fuck.
Yeah.
Weird. Okay. Then nothing until May 29th through June 4th. There's 39 searches. And then, hang on. June 26th through July 2nd, there's 28. And then all through July and August, there's nothing until September, like August 28th to September 3rd. So let's do another custom. This is really weird. Let's do 1/1 of 2021 through 1/1 of 2022. Oops. This will give us that year. Oops. Oh, this is dumb. I have to put a 0. Oh. In February of 2021, it was 22 times. in one week. And then, I mean, that could have been people moving too. You know, if there was a rental and they're looking it up.
Yeah.
May 2nd through 8th, 68 times. May 16th through 22nd, 35 times. And then in the summer, July 4th through 10th, 30. July 18th through 24th, 60. I feel like that's like, I'm looking for rentals. Like I'm looking possibly at rentals. Here's the Labor Day weekend of 2021. 100.
It's still over like 6 days though.
Yeah, and that other one is like 1 day is 100.
Yeah.
October 3rd through 9th of 2021, there's 56. November, the end of November, 53. First week of December, 49. And then we have a whopping fucking 83 at the end of December of 2021. And then the last week of December, we have 27. So that's 2021 to 2022. From January to January. So now let's look after the murders. That'll be interesting. Let's look at the past 90 days since the murders happened.
Oh, I bet it's a lot.
Well, November 6th, it was 57, right? And then November 16th, it was 43.
Oh, that's
November
really not a lot.
19th, 41. No, it's really not.
You'd think there would be more after because there's so many more people that would be looking up that address.
Let's just do 1122 King Road. January 6, 2023, there was 100 searches. Okay. Now let's go back to his, did he like do something to this? Because that doesn't make sense. It seems like there'd be more than 100 searches after these murders.
Yeah,
in
you'd
one day.
think so. Yeah.
Let's go back to his time frame of August, and then we'll keep going. I don't want to stick on this too long, but let's go from August 2022 to, I think he had the 12th on there. And this is just the search term 1122 King Road. So maybe 100 is the cap. Look at that. Because it's...
Yeah, 'cause it's right at the top.
But to see that that was that high before the murders, that's...
On one day as well.
Uh-huh. That's alarming. 62 of them right before in one day. Why would he keep looking... Why would he keep typing in their address just to have this kind of data? Like, why would he want this? I guess I'm trying to understand something that I'll never be able to understand. But I just want to see July really quick. So, yeah, that one caps out. August 1st is the day. 8/1/2022 is when it went off the charts. The day before that, it was 45. And, you know, he did do other searches, or somebody did, in July, but it really caps out on that August 1st date.
When did he move there?
I don't know. I don't think that's ever really been confirmed. I know we heard it was August. So that's what I've always heard, was that it was August right before school started.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But that doesn't mean that he hadn't been there, you know, like we talked about, you know, him checking out the campus and things like that.
Yeah, because how would he know that address otherwise?
What do you mean, Scott? Why do I think what is him? Oh, hold on one second. I got to let my dogs out of the room. Sorry about that. Their dad just got home and I knew they would want to get out. So. Out they go. All right. Well, hey, everybody who's here, if you're just joining, thank you for being here. If you could please click that like button for me. All right, let's move forward, shall we? let's get back to our Papa Rodgers text. So that what we were just showing, just to clarify, is a link that he shared, which is right here. And this was from 8/1 of 2022. Let me get it back up for you folks at home. You folks at home? Like, where else are you going to be? You folks in your cars or wherever you are. So there you go. So he put 8/1/2022 to 11/12, and he put 1122 King Road. So that's all he put, was that he didn't put Moscow.
And there's no comments on it.
Just one surprised face, and I don't know who did that, but she does go deeper into some of these posts. This might repeat. The killer is not in the victim's immediate circle. Did the killer stop at 4 victims out of exhaustion, convenience, or lack of knowledge? Why the killer chose a knife as the weapon of choice? ? This Julie says because gunshots are loud. Jojo says not with a silencer. Julie says true. Now let's see what Papa Rodgers says. Oh wait, let's go back. That's an interesting person named Brian that commented. Brian Lane. Knives don't leave a footprint like a bullet does. You can always trace a bullet back to a weapon. Knives, you can't even tell what type. Courtney says people in that part of the country usually always carry a knife for hunting. Also, was Perp old enough to buy a gun? So did he make a bunch of fake accounts and talk to himself? That's what I'm wondering. Becky Burgess, quiet. He knew them. He's used a knife before. Yeah, these are fake accounts. This dude is... Knives are normally used in a murder when you are passionate and very angry. One girl, in my view, was a target, Jason Taylor says. And Jason Taylor's marked has a little speaker. Gavin Bandy, just like why do people use their finger rather than toilet paper, is a little more personal that way. Weird. Okay. Weird. Then she shows who liked it. More personal. Let's see what Papa Rodgers pops in with. Maybe nothing on that one. It says, did the killer stop at 4 victims out of exhaustion, convenience, or lack of knowledge? Mike says, obviously, I don't know for sure, but it could be as simple as the girls on the bottom floor had locked their doors. The killer didn't want to get caught by waking the other 2 roommates up. Hold up. Oh, it skipped too fast. Nawal says, seems like the type of question only the killer would have an answer to. Papa Roger says, this entire board is assumptions. And then someone's picking apart the fact that he used the word board, like message board. Mm. And then these people are speculating. I truly believe he didn't know the other 2 roommates were there. And then Tracy Beers says, I think their doors were locked and that's what saved them. Alexa says lack of knowledge, in my opinion. But look who likes it. The Scranton Strangler.
What?
It says, these are Lizzie Borden's parents. Do not accept messages from them. They've been hacked. The Scranton Strangler. Are you Are you shook it? So, I mean, this takes us to, is Brian Kohberger guilty of other crimes? Right?
Yes.
It says, in your opinion, this is his post now. These are all his that he made. Did the killer shower at the crime scene after? Why do we think the dog was spared? December 8th. What do we think is the entrance? Oh, wait, here. This is the answers. I probably was a big dog lover. Samantha Landry, the damn profile picture even resembles him.
Yes, it does.
They said it's Angela Eddington says it was downloaded from a webpage with 3D images. Seems to be a painting of a Russian soldier. What do we think the entrance point is? I think probably Shelby Twine has a star. It seems like all the ones that are him have like a little thing next to them. I think probably the easiest accessible point, which if I was going to enter a house with bad intentions, I would go through whatever door was easiest to get to and unlocked. And then this Alexa says, well, I'll find out soon enough, Brian.
It's the second time he's asked about what way people think that he got into the house.
Now he wants to know thoughts on this body placement. Look at this. Now, if you look up here at the top, the second floor, Xana was in the bed on the last one.
Mm-hmm.
Now they show Ethan not in the bedroom, but in the living room.
Yeah. So that doesn't match the affidavit though, does it? Because the first one that they saw, I think, was Xana.
They said they walked down the hallway and saw a body and it was Xana. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then as they go in, like, they saw Ethan.
Peter Puffer says they said DM heard water running. Did he take a shower? Oh my God.
Well, it would make sense. It would make sense why there was no, like, blood
In the
left
name of
outside.
Jesus, Father God, Lord.
That is freaky to think that he took time. He could have taken time to do that.
But then if you go off, like, the amount of time he was meant to be in there, did he have enough time to take a shower? It'd have to be pretty quick, unless he was already in there before those times said that he had got there.
Why was water running though? Oh, I zoomed in on this.
Where did it say that?
I don't know. Where did it say that? Whoever said that in chat, can you let us know? Because I did see that as well. Just Samantha thinks it's the feds playing games.
Why would they do that though?
I don't know. They would never admit that they did though.
No, they wouldn't.
We would never know if that was the truth.
I'm not sure if they would use a picture that looks like him as well.
So then he also put the blood and Xana's window, and then up above he put the pictures of the investigators inside with their hazmat suits. He also said on December 8th, I feel like the white car isn't relevant. Was he trying to throw people off?
Throw people off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
4 weeks in and no suspects. What's the motive? He says, she says, this Jenna says, personal vendetta. He says, no evidence. Jenna says, Papa Roger, we don't know what the evidence is. It's as good a guess as any other.
Well, isn't it interesting now that they're saying that there wasn't a connection, like he wasn't on their social media and stuff?
Right.
And Papa Roger's is saying there's no evidence.
Here's Brian Lane again with a star. My theory. Ex-boyfriend didn't want to lose the dog and was sick of the games Kaylee was playing. Parents admitted to her playing games with him. He killed everyone else to isolate her, to potentially say something to her. Multiple people are covering for him and are under immense pressure currently by LE. His alibi and the driver of the Elantra. Supposedly, he was staying at a friend's. Papa Roger says, no evidence. Brian Lane says, it's just speculation, but it makes sense. I get the sense LE doesn't believe the driver was the killer. Quote, may have key info. I guarantee they are re-interviewing his alibis. It took them 3 weeks to clear him. Tanya says, her family even said no to that. They know him, we don't. Danny Joseph says, Brian Lane, well, Papa's the killer, so he knew. Then John Demerit. Wasn't there, maybe that's not relevant. Why did they skip past it so quick? Let's see. Because we don't know which ones are, real accounts or...
Yeah.
Jenny says, if you look at the video of Good Vibes... Oh, if you look at the video under the Good Vibe, they walk over to something and one bends down to swap something. So maybe it was like a evidence marker that they were doing. John Demerit says, wasn't there 3 or 4 roommates up all night playing video games? Then you would have all 4 in on it, which would be impossible. It makes no sense. Everyone would crack under interrogation within 60 minutes after the death penalty gets brought up. No way a single friend or 4 dudes cover for a quadruple homicide. And I agree.
Mm-hmm.
How long do we think the killer was in the house? Janine Prim, 4chan, said 19.28. So 19 minutes, 28 seconds. Bethany Rogers Gwynn says 10 to 15. Cagney Walker 20. Lisa Daniels says, I'm saying 15 or 50. What do we think is the height and weight of the killer? These are all his questions. Now we're on the 12th of December. Cody Smith says 9'3", 476 pounds. Patrick, I think he wanted to see what people thought, like his questionnaire.
Yeah, exactly.
Like big bellied and too wide to fit through a normal door. He had to leave sideways. He hid the knife in his belly flap. Painting a picture. Roided out muscle man, 6'2", 200 pounds. Megan says, you ask the weirdest questions. This doesn't even matter. Jared Taylor says, I said the same thing earlier. Does it really matter the size?
Well, it does if it's him.
Darren says, you sure ask a lot of weird questions.
And all he says is, are they? I really thought that he would have more answers in here for people.
Here's John Demerit. Papa Roger, to answer seriously, male between 5'6" and 6'3", and maybe 165 to 235. In other words, could be a make of any weight or height. Papa Roger says John Demerit, giant range. And then John Demerit goes, Papa Roger, yes. Height, weight have nothing to do with it, in my opinion. It's a male, in my opinion, but their height and weight doesn't matter. Oh, they fell on the floor next to the chair. No, I did not. Have met some smaller dudes that are 5'6" and 160 pounds, soaking wet, that could fight, wrestle a 6 foot, 220 pound guy and still whoop their ass. Papa Roger.
Coming into that one.
Yeah. Papa Roger, it matters if you are creating a profile of a very violent killer. John Demerit, Completely 1000% disagree. Could be a male of any size. Definitely know some gnarly smaller dudes I wouldn't want to tangle with. Quick example. Uriah Yaber is a local UFC fighter and one of the best to do it. He's 5'6" and 134 pounds. He would undoubtedly be able to take 98% of non-UFC males in America of any height, weight in a fight. Plenty of smaller, gnarly guys. Didn't this dude cage fight too? Was he a cage fighter? What was he training to do?
No, he was kickboxing.
Oh, kickboxer.
Yeah.
So I think he enjoyed reading these different speculations from people. So he puts, is the killer in Moscow, Idaho right now? This is December 12th.
He had his account for 3 days.
Now that, yeah.
I didn't realize it was a brand new account as well.
Melanie Stewart, if he's a student, then no. I do feel the killer lives in the area when school is in session. Former profile Chris McDonough feels the killer was definitely familiar with the property. Papa Roger. Melanie Stewart, I believe they are familiar, but temporary to the area, like working a short-term construction project.
Or there just to do a PhD.
Hey, Krugs. My thoughts are the killer felt very comfortable in that area. There's so many houses and apartments in the area and on a dead-end road. Someone stealthy enough to pull off 4 stabbings and thus far be undetectable, very likely knew where the security cameras were located. I don't feel you gain this comfort level being in the area for a temporary gig. Bianca Nieves says, last time I saw him, he was in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Weird. Ooh, this one's interesting, Potato. Wait for it. This is one that I talked about with the heat. If the door was left open or the heat wasn't on, are we sure the timeline of deaths? It was 28 degrees and overcast the night of the murders.
Yeah, interesting he asked that question. Like, if he had been studying BTK, then that's one of the things that he was known for.
He would definitely, know that.
And that was in his first one, wasn't it? With the family.
Yep. So Robin McKay says they would take into account body temperatures, house temperature, and other factors. Marcus says heat rises. It would just be hotter on the upper level from the heat kicking on so much. And he liked that answer. And Heather Louise says, Marcus Vincelli, this is the answer that he liked. Wow.
Gosh.
Oh, look at, not a new post from me, but still very relevant. How long was the killer in the house? Wait, what did Beth catch in chat? Hang on. Someone said, good catch, Beth. Oh, I can't find it.
I wish I could see the chat.
I know. This is a bummer. Maybe she can put it in chat again. Oh, Cheryl. Cheryl. I don't even have to pretend when I say Cheryl. All right, so it says 10 seconds. This Corbin Keith put a meme. This one says, fight me. Ellie is no closer to solving this than they were 30 days ago.
So is he? He's loving it. He wants people to have an argument with him. Like, this is just a way to like incite people to get into a conversation with him, isn't it?
Yep.
Fight me.
The killer has a sexual dysfunction. Thoughts? Rebecca says, ew, WTF. For real. Fucka ew with a hand. He fucking used the group for his sick shit. Wow, holy Christ, what am I reading? Fucka ew. Seriously? Puke. This is gross. Tom Medeiros. Killer may, but it's not the casus belli for this crime. Casus belli? What is that?
Don't know.
Let's look that up. This fucker. He's got me doing exactly... He's got me doing exactly what he wants. Casus belli, act of war. The term casus belli came into widespread use in Europe in the 17th and 18th centuries through the writings of Hugo Grotius. Due to the rise of the political doctrine or just war theory, this term is used informally to refer to any just cause a nation may claim for entering into a conflict. It is used retrospectively to describe situations that arose before the term came into wide use, as well as present-day situations, including those in which war has not been formally declared. So it's kind of like you're, saying it's on, basically. Mm-hmm. The killer may, but that wouldn't be his main motive. And then Bianca Nieves says no. And he wants to know why. And then Maggie Morrison says, in this exchange, he plants the seeds, but never fully answers or goes further. But details or thoughts only a perpetrator would know. Then Bianca answers his question, why? Papa Roger, why would he have sexual dysfunction? He was in a jealous rage. If he can't have her, no one can. Papa Roger, Bianca Nieves, have a good night.
What a weirdo.
She says, you too. And she laughed at his comment. Bianca, all playing with fire. Maggie Morrison, Bianca Nieves, very interesting exchange here. Kavana says he has no tolerance for anyone insinuating it's Jack. And then Jean says this must be a weird feeling for her now if this is indeed him. Maggie says agreed. Lisa says, I thought no way at first, but now reading through all of them, I'd say it is. He's fishing. He wants to know what everyone is thinking. It's weird and creepy. Oh, God. Christian Chevalier. Not knowing the details, this crime feels decidedly asexual. Anti-sexual, ? In that it feels like the perp was angry and wanted to desexualize the victims. Speaking exclusively about M and K, working on the theory that E and X may have been secondary victims. Maybe take away their perceived power over the perp, or the perceived power he felt the victims had. Nature of the attacks would give more insight into this. And of course, factor in the nature of stabbing. Oh, shoot. The nature of stabbing crimes and how that relates to sexuality. Piece to those, and then I can't see the rest. Then he says, this GM says no, and he says, okay. And then Jordan Rose says, it's possible. No way of knowing at this time. Papa Roger says, right. This is a discussion. Why is this so hard for people to understand? So he's getting irritated because he just wants to ask the questions and he wants them to just answer.
Yeah, this is like his research.
He doesn't like that these people are like, why are you asking that? Like, what? Like, what? You're weird. Like, why is this weird shit? Like, he's like, why can't people just go along with the damn discussion? Sarah says, this was not a sexually motivated crime. This was a crime motivated by revenge and hatred at its extreme. And Papa Rodgers says, why? And Sarah answers, she says, I'm going by the usage of a knife, up close and personal, as opposed to using a gun. I think that anyone who would commit this type of crime, using a knife especially, has to have some deep-seated rage, committing this act in a fit of adrenaline. Papa Rodgers says, who is that motivated and hasn't been brought to justice in 32 days? Who is that motivated and hasn't been brought to justice in 32 days? She says, that house has been accessed by many people. DNA testing takes a while to come back. Surveillance videos take a while to be combed over. I'm pretty sure that Ellie has narrowed down their prospects. With a case like this, they have to be certain of the evidence to make sure the charges stick and justice is served. Then this Patrick says, some get off on killing. I forget what it's called, but that's their, well, yeah, you get it. Papa Rodgers says, like, ? Weird. Tyler Carpenter, yes, he also likes his steak medium. And then Patrick says, like, that is their sexual gratification. Papa Roger, I don't understand. Like, he wanted him to go into detail.
Mm-hmm.
What?
In the name of Jesus, Father God, Lord.
And then Patrick says, bro, use Google. Like, dude, I'm not going into detail. If you don't get it, I'm not talking about it. Yikes.
Yeah, it's like he knows what he was trying to do. Like he wants to get some kind of gratification out of people talking about the sexual side of what could have possibly happened.
It's disgusting.
It is, and it really does fit in with that survey thing that he was doing. Like he was into the psychology of stuff, wasn't he?
Yeah, I'm thinking that nobody answered his survey. I don't think he got the attention he wanted on Reddit. I think.
Well, no, because it's not like a discussion board, is it? Like you just get the answers, so he couldn't ask any more questions from it. So it's like he's using this to
kind of fill that void.
Like delve further into it and get something out of it for himself.
And that Patrick, bro, use Google. Like, dude, disturbing. And LaDonna Nick says, I love that people call him out crime of rejection. Right? Like, even in his sick research after the fact, he was getting rejected. I love it. Yeah. I hope it pissed him off. But not to the point where he went and killed anybody else. Because you never know what sets these fuckers off. So then Tyler Carpenter goes, yes, he also likes his steak medium. Papa Roger goes, Tyler Carpenter, is that your first thought? Then Tom says, killer may, but it's not the cautious belie for this crime. Papa Roger, what is the motive? That one got really deep, the one about the sexual dysfunction. That's eerie. The date of the... yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
That seems to be the one that he commented on the most as well. Like, really wanted to know what people's reasons were for the answers.
Yeah, so what do you think? Do you think that he... Because they came out really fast and said there was no sign of sexual assault. So that could mean a lot of things. That could mean... Initially, they didn't see signs. Okay. Yeah. That could also mean that they did see signs and they don't want anybody to know that. Because that's something maybe only the killer would know. You know, because they're going to leave things, close to the vest that only the killer knows. They should anyway, because what I noticed in Dateline was that investigator that they had on there, he was like in plain clothes. He was like this really experienced investigator. And he said he was surprised that they had said they found the knife sheath, because he said that usually they try to keep things like that close to the vest that only the killer would know about. So that leads me to believe that they have other things that they're keeping close to the vest.
Yeah.
That the killer would only know about. And that could be one of them. And I hate thinking that. But I mean, this guy did the most brutal thing that you can imagine to these people. Yeah. So is it far-fetched to think that he went further than that? No, it's not. And it's really, really sick.
It is. It's awful.
Because he paid too much attention in that thread to me.
Oh. In a lot of these kind of crimes as well, like they do have a sexual motive as well. And it doesn't necessarily mean that they did anything to the victims, but it's still in their head that, they get
exactly
on that kind of thing.
That's what BTK, he left semen at the scene because he couldn't help it. It gave him that kind of satisfaction. And it's the most absolutely freaking disgusting thing that you could ever imagine.
Yeah. And especially for a crime like this as well, because it's not like a crime of passion kind of thing, because normally they're like shootings or whatever. It's something that's fast. Or if you have like a personal relationship with a person, then strangulation or that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But for him to not have that direct contact with them, like he doesn't know them personally or anything, but he did an up close and personal murder. Yeah.
Anger. It's like an angry kill. It's an angry kill. It's a slasher kill. It's a messy kill.
Yeah. And why would he have that much anger towards those people? Like
rejection.
I don't know. It points towards a sexually motivated kind of thing. Yeah, exactly. Being rejected by people. Yep. It
mirrors exactly that James Van Callis in the April Millsap case. Yep. It mirrors him.
Didn't get what he wanted.
No. There's something wrong with these men that they don't emotionally mature past a certain age. Like something happens to them and they're like stunted, emotionally immature. And they come on to these teenagers and they get rejected. That's what happened in April's case. Was he was effed up from his childhood and literally like emotionally stunted. And he hit on her and she rejected him. And he came up behind her and he took his helmet off and he hit her over the head with his helmet and then proceeded to stomp on her. He left footprints on her neck. So that is angry, and if he had a knife, I don't doubt that he would have done the same in anger, just
One-way ticket
pure rage.
Yeah, because it's not just a murder, is it? It's like when they were describing how the scene was and stuff, it was brutal, like overkill kind of thing. Like, where does that come from?
Right. Where does that come from? There's something in his past. And hopefully, we get some answers. Even though it never makes sense. Even when you get answers and stuff like this, you're still left baffled. Never makes sense. Isn't it funny too that Papa Rodgers, the way that LaDonna Nick, PA. Interesting. This one says the date of the killings was chosen on purpose. Thoughts? And Jim Sutter with a hand says, yes, they are all 13s and you knew this. Snooty June says, yep. Caitlin Traw, I would almost bet he'll be charged in that too. Jim Sutter, yes. Or wait, there's numbers associated with other murders that correlate with Idaho. Stop. Caitlin says, I would almost bet he'll be charged in that too. And Jim says, hopefully they can link his DNA to other crimes. Miranda Grimsley, yes. He has OCD. With OCD can come a major fascination with repeating numbers. Wow. This makes so much sense now. Any known internet suspect has been eliminated at this point. Fight me. Day 37. Do we think Ellie has a motive yet? That's December 20th. He's in PA.
Yes.
Here's December 20th. Ethan didn't live at the crime scene. Very possible the killer didn't know he was there. Thoughts?
It's kind of like that's something that he's been thinking about.
That Ethan was there. Because that probably is what threw him off completely.
It was a surprise. Mm-hmm.
Big old, tall, athletic Ethan.
Yeah, he was expecting to go into a house full of girls and there's a boy.
All right, now let's look at Rachel Huggard with a hand. She says, have you seen the Google search trends info? I don't know exactly what it's called, but you can see the frequency and volume of searches on Google as a trend line. There was a massive spike in early October and also days before the murder of each of the victims' names. Ethan having the most Google searches. It's assumed that the killer was online stalking the victims, as Dylan and Bethany were hardly searched in comparison to the other four.
Interesting.
Papa Rodgers says, Rachel, I posted it weeks ago. It has been removed. This is just the address. So he only searched 1122 King. Then he screenshots it. He says Kaylee was searched 40 times and Maddie 39 times on November 12th. Holy shit.
Oh my God.
Bruce says, did the slasher put the dog on the first floor? The slasher? LJ says, Google search trends can be manipulated. So do you think that it's possible he manipulated them so that this would be seen?
And then bring attention to it.
Mm-hmm.
Just to make sure people did see it.
Yes. And it seems like he brought attention to a lot of things, didn't he?
Yes.
Things that...
He did. And the fact he keeps on bringing up like what day he's on as well. Like he's a month in and now he's getting brave, thinking they're not going to get me. Like it's been a month. I'm going to ask all these questions, create this like discussion, bring up these trends and stuff.
Don't you think
he got brave?
Don't you think it's interesting that he spelled Papa P-A-P-P-A instead of P-A-P-A? Why the two P's?
No clue.
Is it R-O-D-G-E-R?
Yeah.
I just wondered if that would come up. It's all his shit, though. Papa Rodgers, he has a LinkedIn. It's Rogers though, and it's P-A-P-P-A. It says he's a truck driver at JB Hunt in Dallas, Texas. Weird.
Spelt the same Papa.
Spelt the same Papa, yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But nothing else is really coming up. Oh. One thing did come up. Oh my God.
Uh-oh.
You guys are going to shit your britches. Okay, here's a clue. This is a clue from fucking Kohberger. You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Jeez, oh Pete, this dude. I told you, I believe that his pre-planning was the most in-depth shit he did. Look at this. Look what come up when I put Papa Roger. There's a killer called Elliot Rodger, and he became the incel hero.
Yeah, that's what everyone was saying, that he'd named himself after this person.
Yep. Sure looks like it.
It makes sense.
Who's this? Alec Manessian, private recruit, Manessian Infantry 00010, wishing to speak to Sergeant 4chan, please. C2324961. The incel rebellion has already begun. We will overthrow all the Chads and Stacys. Is that where Chad Dad came from? Is that why Steve G said Chad Dad?
Oh.
Weird. All hail the supreme. What?
Oh, that's on that article talking about incels. Never mind.
All hail the supreme gentleman, Elliot Rodger. Elliot Rodger killed 6 people in a stabbing and shooting spree in Isla Vista, California in May 2014. Before he turned the gun on himself, the 22-year-old posted a retribution video to YouTube. I've never heard of this guy. And emailed a lengthy biographical document to almost 24 people he knew. An online community known as the involuntary celibate, or incels, who blame women for their sexual feelings, fastened up the document. He was the son of a Hollywood filmmaker, grew up in a life of privilege and relative affluence. Oh, I do remember this document. I never read it. On a video he posted to YouTube, he sat in a BMW car his family had given him and complained about being a virgin at 22. He said he never even kissed a girl. Elliot Rodger.
Yeah, I saw that YouTube video. It's creepy.
Wow. The manosphere? Like, this is an actual thing? Toronto suspect praised Alec Manessian van attack suspect praised a mass shooter. Alex Manessian charged on Tuesday with 10 counts of murder and 13 counts of attempted murder. Also referred to the incel Reddit group. Police say the 25-year-old intentionally drove a rental van into pedestrians on a busy pavement. The suspect was arrested several streets away after a tense standoff with police. That was in Canada. And this is the dude in Canada. He tweeted this or posted this on Facebook. Yeah. This is him going to court.
So if you could just give one comment to us, please. Your message.
Anything to the families? Keep backing up, guys.
Speak up, sir, just so they could hear it.
These are the victims. Anne-Marie D'Amico, Dorothy Sewell, look at his eyebrows. Stop it.
God.
Listen to this. He was a social person, but from what I remember, this is a past teacher. He was absolutely harmless. He went on to attend Seneca College in North York area of Toronto, where the van incident took place. The Canadian Armed Forces has also confirmed he was a member for 2 months in late 2017 before asking to be voluntarily released. And look at, he's in all black. I did not know about this. Okay, so he obviously was bringing attention to that. Weird. Okay, let's go back to Papa Roger. Sorry, I'm bouncing, trying to do this the best way I can. Okay. Yikes. He says, a knife is a very risky weapon. Wait, maybe she's going to go back to that. He brings up a sexually motivated crime again on the 21st of December. This is where he put Ethan in the living room. He added Kaylee and Maddie.
On the same bed.
He put them in the slider room.
Yeah.
He put them in the slider room.
What date was that one?
The 20. Well, wait, let's see. The 21st of December. I know this won't be popular, but I think this is where the victims were found. And he puts them in that room, which would make their wall. If they were in that room, okay, let's just say for speculation purposes, they were in that room, in the slider room, okay? And their heads would literally be on the same wall as Xana's head.
Mm-hmm.
Candy says he purposely put the victims in the wrong areas. Interesting.
It's weird, though, that he put them in the same bed.
I know.
Because we didn't know then that they were in the same room, did we?
No. Mm-mm. We didn't know that. We didn't know any of that until the probable cause.
No.
We just knew they were on the second or on the third floor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he has Ethan in the living room area, like right in front of that hallway. And we know now that that can't be true because they would have had to step over Ethan to see Xana.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, but you know what? They didn't have to put that in the probable cause. They didn't have to put if they saw Ethan first. All he said was that he went down a hallway and he saw feet and it ended up being Xana.
I mean, it didn't say whether it was inside or outside the room either, did it?
Mm-mm. No,
So
it wasn't.
maybe
It wasn't that specific with those details.
No. So someone could have been like just outside the door.
Mm-hmm. And they don't have to put all that in there, right? Because like only
No.
the killer would know where the bodies were.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, or the people that went in, if, people went and looked. Oh, wait. Did Steve G say that? That they were in the same room?
Did he?
I don't remember. God, there's so much. I don't know. He could have. He could have said they were in the same room, but maybe not the same bed. Or that they died together.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely said that. That they died together.
I agree, Meep. Go ahead.
If this is him, like someone said, maybe he is deliberately saying the wrong rooms and stuff because he doesn't want to draw too much attention to himself by being like completely on the money.
Right. So he's more so asking questions like, oh, I'm just speculating.
Yeah, and giving like little tidbits like them being in the same bed.
When he asked the sexual question, I don't think he expected people to go, ew. I mean, like a girl right off is like, ew, gross. Like you're sick. See, that's Brian. That's how we heard him described in a bar, talking to the wait staff. They think he's creepy, and he didn't like that. He didn't like the rejection. It says Christina Danner. Maybe you can shed light on it. And then Christina goes, God, this is creepy. He's been here all along. And Sherry goes, scary, isn't it? Now I'm going to be more cautious in these groups, and hopefully not say the wrong things to piss anyone off. Glad I didn't argue with him. We also didn't know that Dylan was on the second floor, correct? So then here is the one that says, can someone post evidence showing where the bodies were found? The killer is not a student. Oh, wait, here we go. Day 39. He names the day. He's counting. Sick bastard. The killer is not in the victim's immediate circle. Madison Barnett. I literally screenshot this profile and sent it to my mom saying, I think this is the killer. So sick. I wish I would have reported it. Heather Louise. Madison, always listen to your gut. Also check out all his questions and answers that he likes. Wait, what did she say? He likes the correct answers. And then Heather Van X says, this is questionable now. And then Marie Tona says, I feel like this stuff should be turned in. And then Aaron with a hand says, oh, I bet LE followed this in the past week or less. Or less. He's totally calling them out. And then Shell DeLeon says, I 100% have a feeling one of the roommates was in on it, if not both. Marissa Hartman. Someone posted on TikTok how they spotted the white car in the background of multiple Instagram pictures of the girls. Not immediate circle, but maybe someone associated in some way or form. The background picture of pictures of the girls? Is that why he keeps saying, LaDonna, is that why he's saying, fight me? Because Ethan fought him? Is that what you're saying?
Oh.
Papa Roger updated her cover. So he signed up as a girl, a female. Is that it? That's it. That's all the ones that I could find. That's a lot though. Like the sexual one is probably, like you said, the one he commented and was interested in the most.
Yeah.
Wait, what did this other one say that she didn't click on? The killer is not a student. Thoughts? Because technically, he's a teacher too, right?
Yeah.
So he wanted to see if they thought, oh yeah, it's another student that did this. What do we think the eagle means? That's a good question, Candy. What does that represent? The bald eagle. Why that with a Russian World War I soldier? So someone said he used an app to make this, like a 3D picture. So he stuck a picture of himself and formed it to this like art, this 3D art. Weird. He put a lot of planning into this pre-planning crap. Like he was super, super like involved in online footprints of these people. Like I think their digital footprint is going to be, the evidence is going to be out of this world.
Yeah, that's going to be so interesting.
It's going to be out of this world. I can't wait to get the discovery on that. I did hear that Megan was supposed to be in court today. I'm going to do a follow-up, see if it went down, and see if I can get my hands on some of the media from there. Because I did hear, speaking of discovery, that we're supposed to get the interrogation video.
Oh, wow.
And there's a lot of discovery that's supposed to be released in the Heidi Broussard case. So that is going to be huge. Jenny, Russian, Moscow. Yes. Yep. There you go. It's not really as deep as it, we try to think deep, like what could that mean? And it's something very simple, right?
Yeah.
So there's another avenue. Now we have these potential Google trends that could have been messed with. We have the FBI losing him for 15 hours. What?
That's so crazy. How on earth would they lose him?
How would they lose him? Good
Like you'd think
question.
if they had an idea that it was him, that they would literally be trailing him and not take their eyes off him.
They're saying they lost him right as he pulled out.
How does that happen? I mean, it's not like it's even a big town.
Okay.
How they managed to lose him straight away?
I don't know, but I just found something before I share that video. Hold on. Look at this. You know how I Googled Papa Roger?
Yeah.
Well, this came up on Shazam, and it says something in Russian, and then it says featuring Papa Roger. And I think it's on Apple Music. Trezov. It's a Russian group. Should I play it? I'm afraid. Wait, hold on. I got to share it somewhere else. I got to share it on Chrome so you can actually have sound. Okay. This is a song featuring Papa Roger. Can you hear it, Potato?
No.
Oh, you can't?
No.
Oh, because I'm not sharing. Hold on. Duh. I shared in the wrong spot. I'm getting confused. I've got two things open at once. Ah! Hang on. Let me fix that. Holy. Okay. Here we go.
Cheerful grief.
Я иду, высоко подняв голову. Кому не нравится наш стиль, в лоб стволы.
Can I have it like translate or?
Yeah. Is there any lyrics in there? Look what it says though. Cheerful grief. That's weird.
Cheerful grief. Papa Roger. It was released on 2/5 of 2021. Okay, let's see. Cheerful. Wait, let's go to Google. I hate Yahoo. Cheerful grief. Papa Roger. Lyrics. English. Nothing. Let's just put lyrics. It's not even coming up. Did he make that up? What the fuck? Like
change the Papa as well because it was spelled with O's.
It was what?
Oh no. P-O-P-A.
Oh, it is P-O-P-P-A, isn't it? Duh. Okay, let me put English. What would I do without my potatoes? Translate this page.
None.
But it's only going to translate the... How do I do that? How do I... It's only on Shazam. Like, it's not on anything else. I think he created it. I think he, like... I don't know. That's weird. Didn't he rap on SoundCloud?
Yeah, he had a SoundCloud.
That's what I thought.
Is his SoundCloud still up?
I don't know. I've never even seen it.
Search for it and see if it's on
I need to know what these guys are saying. What is this picture of? What is their cover? Cheerful grief. Ew. Creepy. Moni always thinks of Papa John's. She always wants pizza when we talk about Papa Rogers. That's hilarious. All right, we'll have to look into that. We'll have to do some
Yeah.
searching into that.
And translate.
Heck yeah, me too. All right. And then I got to pull up this video again. Where is she? Unfortunately, Potato, you probably won't be able to hear it, but I've got 2 going out videos for you guys today. They're short ones, so make sure that you're paying attention. I'll put the link to the entirety of this video because I know you guys are going to want to watch the whole thing after you see these clips, okay? Oh, I know. Any Russians in chat? We've got any in here that can translate for us? Okay, so I want to thank everyone who's been here, everyone who's watching. I want to thank the replay crew. I want to thank everybody for your support. We are almost to 87,000 subscribers already.
Amazing.
I know, it's so exciting. It's so exciting. We're moving on up like the Jeffersons. Okay, so here's your first video. Because we always have to like get rid of this creepy vibe because I don't like leaving with the creepy vibe.
Yeah.
So I like our going out videos. So here's the first one now. This is, just so you know, this is Pullman Police. And the Pullman Police participated in what's called a lip sync challenge.
Oh my God.
Okay. So let's take a gander at this. This is probably going to give me a copyright, but I still had to show you guys just because it's priceless. So this is them on College Hill, and this is like a whole video, but here you go. I've got way too many things open. Daniels right here.
I wish I could hear it.
I know you can't.
What is going on?
Actually, I know. I'm gonna get it's Happy by Pharrell Williams. And I'm probably gonna get struck, but let's play that one more time. I think this is
just sing along.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Sing along if you feel. But I think this is Dawn Daniels. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's her. And this was made like 3 or 4 years. But I am very, very happy to hear that Pullman has female officers because Moscow has
they do not
zilch, not one female officer. And I have a problem with that. I would like to see that change. Not that I'm anybody, but I would like to see female officers doing cop talks in sororities versus men.
Mm-hmm. Well, they have no female officers, but they have that whole new facility that accounts for female officers and gives them a place to change.
Oh yeah, thanks for bringing that up.
For what?
$10 million facility they had built, and
unbelievable.
Yeah, and they used the 3 reasons. The 3 key reasons were that the suspects wouldn't have to walk through a crowded hallway to get to the interrogation room.
That's what we all worry about.
Because they're interrogating so many people, it seems like, right? Yeah. And we wouldn't want them to have to walk down a hallway.
No, not that kind of inconvenience.
And then the other ones were what? What was the other one? The women, they needed a changing room instead of them having to go in a closet, which is really nice. That if they had female officers, they'd have to go in a closet.
Yeah, that's where they'd be changing.
Yeah. And then there was a third one that was absolutely ridiculous. What was it? Oh, so they can respond faster? Was that what it was? They were closer to, they were in a better location so they could respond faster because their response time needed to, they wanted to make it the best they could. even though they don't write reports when they do respond.
Yeah.
So
it seems like their response times are pretty slow. If every time they get there, they can't locate
unable to
the
locate.
person.
Yeah, they're gone. Damn. Hey, Mark Klein. All right, so here's your last one. Enjoy this one. This is up on College Hill. I don't know who this officer is, but maybe somebody will know. Now, this is Chief Jenkins' office. This is before Chief Jenkins went to WSU, right? This is years ago. So this is Chief Jenkins' office, and the administrative assistants in the office have TP'd him. But look at his mug, WSU, all day long. So that's really, I mean, I couldn't play any more than that just because of the stupid songs that are in there. But Danger Zone, Kenny Loggins was that one. So I'll put the link to this entire lip sync Pullman video. Exactly, Leo.
What find?
Isn't it a good find? Isn't it? I guess I could probably play it and just like mute it because it is pretty priceless. All right.
I mean, I can't hear it and it's still funny.
Well, you know,
just imagine the song.
All right, here we go. It's pretty priceless. All right, here.
Get rich fast.
Okay, hold on. And they actually dedicated this video to Tyler Holinsky, the Washington State kid that died.
Oh.
Yeah. He was number 3. So he was an athlete. So I don't know if that's why he got recognized. But here we go. This video is dedicated to him. So I've got it muted. It's Danger Zone. I so desperately want to play it.
Oh my God. I can hear it now.
I know, because I'm sharing it somewhere else. Hold on. So he's singing Danger Zone right now. Actually, it's funnier without the music. Hold on. Hold the phone. No, this is better without the music. Oh my God, it looks like Officer Minshew. Remember Officer Minshew? Minshews. You remember Officer Minshews? Mark Klein, I wash dishes very fast to that song. Okay. Minshews and his fangs. Leo says, nah, I'm good. So he's going to do his jump. They slow it down. Check it out. Oh,
what a like fall.
He looks back and he goes overdrive and then he shoots. Here they are in Chief Jenkins' office. You're going to see Jenkins in a minute. And that was the PIO and that on the left, that blonde, the one that came out and spoke.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
That's such a dad dance.
Chad dad. You guys, this is freaking hilarious with no music. He very much so didn't want to do this. Because he's not looking happy. But this dude, he loves it. He's like Jared Lysick all day long, man. Oh, She's in a cell. What do they have a black box over? I don't know who that Chris Watts lookalike is, but this guy got pulled over in his like Lamborghini. This is Adam. He's some bigwig. Adam something. He's the Pullman like city commissioner. There's I don't know if that's Dawn or not, but that's She's doodling. She's working hard. Here we go. I'm happy. She's like,
you came up with the idea to jump out.
Come on, Megan Faramuska. Get it. Okay, this is a good one too. Look at this girl getting it. Look at her shoulders. She like, if you watch this slow, it's fucking hilarious. There's the Pullman PD or fire department. There's Jenkins. Oh, he moved a little bit more this time. He got into it. Oh, there's Jenkins. I can't even with this. Okay, it's not over yet. It's not over. There's part 2. Now this is like a country song they play to show how quaint and safe and quiet.
Safe.
Mm-hmm. The black box was over the toilet. Maybe it was full. David Skywalker, some logs. Oh, and this guy, Mike Leach, he died as well. Did you know that?
Oh, what?
The football coach died.
Wow,
oh, yeah. Hold on. I got to pause this. We're missing titles. Hold on. I have to fix it for the people at home. Okay, there we go. The people. I don't know why I keep saying that.
We're at home too.
I know. April C says I speak some Russian. This is the Pullman PD. Yeah, Mike Leach passed away last year. Or this year, I think. That's the president and the first lady. That's Kirk and Noelle Scholes. President and first lady of the Washington State University. MJ's Pot Shop. Pullman Transit. I can't. Potato, make it make sense. There's the Pullman Regional. There's your medical workers. I mean, they just make it seem like such a great place to be.
Mm-hmm.
There's the Coug. And we all know the dark secrets behind this school, you know? It's crazy. These schools and
yeah.
I don't know what that Schweitzer Engineering Laboratories. I don't know who that is on the right. Look at him. Oh my God. I guess maybe they should focus on writing up reports versus.
Yeah.
What is the tasty lentil? Oh my God. You can't make this shit up, you guys. City Hall. There's your City Hall workers. Pullman, Washington. And there's Mike Leach, who has since passed away. I had to look into how he died. I can't remember. And then they attributed Tyler Helinski. I got to wonder if he wasn't a football player, would he have gotten a tribute? I hate saying that. Pullman High School. And then a bunch of Pullman peeps. Maggie B says the whole town is lame. Oh, shit. Here's the mayor, Glenn Johnson. Oh, maybe we can play it now. I think they're just talking. Oh, it's over. Oh, the city the guy is Adam Lincoln. That's what his name was. The dude in the frickin' Lamborghini or whatever. Okay, that's a creepy song to end with.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done with that.
Yeah, a bit ominous after all that.
That was a little, crazy. But yeah, I'll put the link in there. You guys can go ahead and check that out and laugh on your own. But it is pretty comical. So, alrighty, I am going to sign on out of here. Me and the potatoes are going to be off like a dirty shirt. And I will be here tomorrow at 3 p.m. for the Friday Live. I've got a bunch of Friday. I've got a bunch of Florida stuff. We got some crazy shit going on right here. For once, it's not the Northwest. It's Florida. So we're going to be doing some of that and then whatever comes up between now and then. Stephen McDonald says, avoid. Avoid what? Avoidance. Avoid what, Stephen? Stefan? All right, let's go back to the live screen. All right. Potato, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Can you guys still hear Potato?
Am I still here?
Are you still there?
Don't know.
Yes, you are. They can hear you. They just can't see you. So make sure you set those reminders. Steph says, hey, Jay, I'm coming to McDildo soon. McDill? Hit me up, Steph. Hit me up, Steph. Why do you have a black heart, though? I don't like that. David Skywalker says, woman reports a murder. No report taken. Officer advised, no report. All right. So after this, after we dance it out, you guys are going to be redirected over to the live for tomorrow. So go ahead and click that reminder bell thingy and we will see you then. So thanks again, Potato, for coming up and letting me bounce all of this off of you.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. All right. Have a good night. Bye, guys.
Bye.
I don't give a damn. I don't really care about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. You talk way too much. I have heard enough about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn.
I flashed and said, wow, pretty far out.
You wanna be, you wanna be, you wanna be me. You wanna feel something real, but I'm feeling differently. You're making plans to get to friends.
Leo, this one's for you.
But I ain't got time, I ain't got time, I ain't got time for that. Staying up late, sleeping all day, dreaming about Cadillacs. Buying new shoes, hanging by the pool, sipping on Coke and Jack. Calling my phone when you feel alone, but I'll never call you back. 'Cause I ain't got time, I ain't got time.
Because you're a liar.